Hello everyone from Adventure and Tech Ones. I hope you guys are doing okay. So today we'll be doing the long-term review for the iPhone 16, and this phone has been with me for a couple of months, and I thought to just give a review on this one, like how this one is in actually when it's compared to other phones. So yeah, so first we'll just go ahead and just check the specs on this phone. So I know you guys must be knowing the specs, but just to go ahead and just review those ones. So dimension wise, it's 147.6 by 71.6 by 7.8 millimeter in thickness, and comprising of the weight of 170 grams. So it has the glass front and at the back with the aluminum frame on the sides. IP68 dust and water resistance up to 6 meter for 30 minutes, and it supports the Apple Pay as well. When it comes to the display, so we get to see over here the Super Retina XDR OLED, HDR10, Dolby Vision 1000 nits with 2000 nits of peak brightness. And this specific one, the iPhone 16, is actually 60 Hz refresh rate, which is like I'll just say quite disappointing in terms of using this one on a daily basis. When knowing the fact like the competitors are doing so much better in terms of the screen, because the screen is like the main component that I would say like is that you interact with the device, and like once that is a little bit glitchy and like 60 Hz, so you won't find that user experience that you should have gotten before. So yeah, so this is a 6.1 inches screen, 86.8% screen to body ratio. When it comes to resolutions, it's 1179 by 2558 pixels with 90.5:9 aspect ratio and 460 of pixel density, which is quite decent. I don't find any issues like with the 460 ppi. It's like it's industry standard for the Apple all phones almost. Then we get to see the front glass to be as a ceramic sheet glass, and Apple claims this one is the 2024 Gen. It is upgradable up to iOS 18.2 right now. Looking on the chipset over here, so it's the Apple A18 3nm chipset, and the CPU over here comprising of the hexa-core combination, which is 2 into 4.04 GHz plus 4 into 2.2 GHz of cores. GPU over here, we're just seeing the Apple 5-core graphics. That's all that's been mentioned over here. Regarding the memory options over here, so you can get 128 gigs, 256 gigs, and all the way up to 512 gigs bundle up with 8 GB of RAM, and this is NVMe. On the back, if we come, so we get to see like a dual camera setup over here, which is 48 megapixel wide and 12 megapixel ultra wide, and you get the dual tone LED flash over here at the back, and it supports 4K up to 60 FPS. And if you come onto the front for the selfie cameras, you're seeing here 12 megapixel wide with the Face ID Island, and it supports 4K up to 60 FPS as well. And it supports the HDR, Dolby Vision, HDR 3D spatial audio and stereo sound. So you get to see two speakers, one on the top and one on the bottom over here. If you talk about the battery, so you get to see over here 3561 mAh battery, and colors over here you can see black, white, pink, teal, and ultramarine. This specific one is the teal color. I really love this one color, so I opted for this one. And yeah, so that was pretty much about the specs. So if you talk about the design on this phone, so the design is pretty much great on this phone. Like I didn't have any sort of issues in holding this phone one-handedly or like pressing the buttons over here. Like these are all within my reach. Even the camera button, I never had any issue like pressing this button. So if you talk about the size, so I really like the sides on this phone, which are like aluminum frame though, and it's very lightweight and it doesn't feel cheap at all. It's very premium device once you get to hold of it. And I'm just using this camera button a lot, like because I just need to take quick snaps. So like that's very helpful, like launching the camera like on a priority basis. So yeah, you have an option, like you can just click on the screen, you can just launch the camera over here. Yeah, so you have the option to like you can open the screen, like you can just launch the camera directly over here. But yeah, but the camera button is like quite fast, like in terms of you don't have to tap or open the screen. You can just directly, like once your screen is closed, you can press it and that opens like boom. So yeah, that's pretty much handy. Like once you just need to click a quick snap, or you're just uh, trying to take a picture of a fast scene or record a video. So yeah, that's pretty much good. And if we come on the top, so we get to see the power button over here, which is quite standard. And if we come onto the top, so we get to see over here the antenna band. On the left, we get to see the action button over here, volume up and down. We get one SIM card tray because this is Canadian version. If we come down, so we get to see over here one mic. We have the Type-C charging port, and we have the speaker. We get one speaker on the front as well. One thing I don't like about this phone is that this dynamic island, but I'll just talk about the screen on this one. Camera wise, on the back, like I can say, like I really like this layout. Like previous, like in the iPhone 15, they use like a diagonal, which is like not so much preferable on my side, but that's subjective. Like I like this style much more. That this looks much more elegant and like symmetrical, you can say. So yeah, if you guys have OCDs, you might like this one much more than the diagonal one. The LED flash, I never had a trouble. Like this is performing really well up till now. The back finish is pretty nice. So it's kind of a finish you get on the Pro models as well, and it's a very decent finish. Like it's no way that it means like it's slippery. It's very grippy, and while holding the device, you feel like this is very premium device. You get to just, there's no way that you're going to slip this device. Like I've been using this one without the case since a couple of months, and there's no screen protector on top of it, and there are zero scratches that I could just find on this device. And like it's holding pretty much well in terms of the durability, and there's no scratches on the frame at all as well. Like, but yeah, I'm always careful with my device. Like I'm not keeping keys with the in the same pocket in which I have the phone. So yeah, that might be the reason. I'm just very careful with my devices while holding these. So yeah, with respect to durability, I didn't find any sort of issue with this device, and it's holding pretty much great, and it's not that heavy to hold in hand. Like it's one of the finest you can get in terms of the weight. There's no way you can just find this device to be heavy to use or just keeping into your pocket. Speaker wise, obviously these speakers are pretty nice, and we just go ahead and just play some stuff so you guys have an idea. Speaker wise, I will just show you guys like how these speakers are. Speakers are pretty nice and decent on these ones, and you get kind of a punchy sound on this one, so you guys can hear this one. Tech ones, I hope you guys are doing okay. So today we'll be doing the gaming test on this Galaxy Tab S9 Ultra tablet, and we'll see how the device performs in terms of the heat management. So yeah, the speakers are pretty nice on this one, and I can say like it's a very decent phone. Like if you're just in a public place and you just want to watch a video, you lost your headphones, so these will be just quite enough to just serve the purpose of listening the video. And yeah, so once I talk about the screen on this one, so yeah, so screen I don't like on this phone, because only factor that's holding this phone back is the 120 Hz display that it doesn't have, and instead Apple went with the 60 Hz display, which is quite disappointing. Like in age of 2024, I wouldn't expect like the 60 Hz display on the phones with a price point of this much. So yeah, that's the reason like I don't like the screen, and I'm not sure like why Apple is not cutting the island to be shorter, or maybe just make it under display, so that would be just much more better in terms of viewing experience. Like if you're just watching video and this island is coming in between, so it's very hard to let it go this island. Like there might be like phones like S24 Ultra, you can say S24 FE, so those have like a punch hole camera, so if you're just viewing on a full screen, so that you can just let it go. At some point you just forget that one. But this island, like, it's very hard to let it go, like once you're just viewing video or if you're playing games. So yeah, you just see that all the time coming, that one in between your video. So I can show you guys, so I can show you guys like if I make this video full screen, so you will just notice this one, you cannot let it go, this one, see. So yeah, if you're just watching video, you can see like a chunk of an video is being taken up by this island, which is quite annoying. Like that's what I say, and that's what I mean exactly too. And once we talk about the software on this device, the software obviously is like great, it's seamless, there hasn't been any kind of issue regarding the app crashes or any kind of thing. But yeah, one thing I really miss in all of the iOS devices I always talk about is the multitasking capability. Like you cannot use the screen half and half to just, or you can use a split screen, or you cannot just open the pop-up window. This one is still like it's on iOS 18.2. I'm not sure why Apple is just holding on to these small features and built into the software. But yeah, those are the things like I didn't like in this one, and I missed like once I switched over from Android to iOS. So yeah, there's one thing I really miss on this phone, which is, I can say, like the multitasking. That could be just changed in the future iterations. Maybe iPhone 17, they'll just give the multitasking abilities on inbuilt in that one into the software. Yeah, and one more thing I would say, like one thing I don't like about the Face ID over here, like once you're just laying down and your face into the pillow, so it finds sometimes hard to just detect your face, and you have to just wait a while to just unlock the phone with the code. So that's could be just improved by just including the Touch ID maybe on this camera button. That would be really great if they can just integrate the Touch ID. Touch ID has been really great. Like, and one more thing, like once you're just sitting and the phone is on your side somewhere, so you have to just lift it and look into it to just unlock the phone. Otherwise, like if you don't do that, and you just swipe up, so it just waits a little while to just unlock the phone, which is quite annoying and time consuming, like once you're just unlocking the phone. However, the Face ID itself has been pretty seamless, but these are kind of a drawbacks, you can say, of this system, that Apple might could just introduce a Touch ID and just make it other way, that some people, if they don't like the Face ID, they can use the Touch ID to just secure up their phones, and both are just equally safe enough for the phones itself. And yeah, that's the one thing that we can expect from Apple, to include that one. And if we talk about the camera system over here, so it's quite decent. Like Apple does make quite good camera setup, like once we compare to other phones like the S24 FE or maybe S24. So yeah, it has like have a 2 cameras over here at the back, not the triple setup, but yeah, still these are quite decent enough to perform and can compete with any other budget, or you can say mid-tier phone in the market with respect to the camera. However, the third camera could be just include in this one as well, to make it competitive with the other competitors, and to just increase the versatility of this device. And that would be really great if that could be introduced as this one. But yeah, I'm not sure like how Apple would differentiate them with their Pro models. Yeah, it depends upon, maybe they can just include the 12 megapixel ultra wide on this one, and that would just do the thing. And yeah, so Apple could just introduce like another 12 megapixel camera in it to just do the thing. And yeah, the Pro models have the 248 megapixel and 212 megapixel. Here you can just see 148 megapixel, and they can include 2 12 megapixel cameras over here, and that would just make this device much more complete, and could compete better with the market, what the device is in the market. So yeah, and one more thing I would like to discuss about the battery on this phone. So battery has been really great. Like I didn't find any sort of issues like regarding the whole day usage. Like I've been using this device like for a whole day, and I didn't find any need to charge the battery during the day. Probably I would just point that one to the 60 Hz display that you are seeing on the front screen is the one which is causing the battery to last a long time and the whole day. I wouldn't expect like if it's like a 120 Hz, so it might get finished like at the end of the day. But yeah, it still is very efficient. Like I just end up my day with 30% or 25% of the battery. Yeah, but if Apple gives like 120 Hz display in this one in the future iterations, so yeah, maybe that would just need to increase the battery on this one if they're using the same CPU on this one. Talking about the durability, I already talked about it. Like I didn't have any sort of issues or scratches. Like I can not see like there are absolutely 0 scratches on this one. There's no paint peel on the side. There are no scratches on the back as well. This device is holding pretty much well in terms of the durability. So if you're just considering this one and you're concerned about like whether this phone holds up pretty well or not, so you can just have a look at this device. It looks like it's new, like there's 0 scratches. But yeah, you have to just be careful with the devices because it's a glass and obviously it gets a scratch at some point. So yeah, I would just recommend to use a screen protector with it, and a case because if it fell down, so yeah, obviously because if it falls down, so you it might get a scratch for sure, depending on the surface at which it drops. Gaming on this device has been great. I already made a test on this one. You guys can check out the video, and yeah, didn't have any sort of issue. This CPU is like pretty much, like I can say, compete with any flagship device or any Android flagship device right now in the market. Pretty great in terms of the gaming. I didn't find any sort of issues or any lag or any frame drops on the gaming side, and yeah, it's been great during these couple of months with me. So yeah, that's all for today, and I hope you guys like the video. If you guys have any questions, you can just let me know down in the comments, and I'll just try to answer those questions. And please like, share, and subscribe, and thank you for watching again. Have a good day. Bye.